Yeah, I know, I got the same jammies on, whatever. You can't smell me. It's November 7th, 9:25 in the AM. I had reacted to that Aaron Rodgers interview, and I was like editing. I hate how long it takes me because it just takes me forever, and then I just feel like, why am I doing this? The point is, Aaron Rodgers is my new favorite person, because you know why. And what else? I just finished watching The Outsider TV series thing. Was there only one season? That's what I watched. I don't know. I like those people. Of course, I've loved Jason Bateman since Silver Spoons, because that Derek Taylor is one sexy kid. Um, I'm younger than him by like a year or something, or a couple of years. So I was a kid when I watched it, so don't try to call me anything. Um, but yeah, Cynthia Erivo is really talented. Of course, Ben Mendelsohn is great. But I also like that Mark Menchaca. I guess that's how you say it. He was on Ozark. That's where I saw him first. Obviously, Jason Bateman. And then he was on. That's where I saw him first. I looked on his IMDb. He's been in other stuff, the kind of stuff I usually don't end up watching. But then he was on. I always don't know it's him. He was on like other Manifest for a little bit, and so when I'm looking, I'm like, that kind of looks like that guy, but that's not him. But it is. So he's one of those people, and I thought about doing a list of like actors and directors who aren't on my favorite list yet that I'm watching, but then I'm like, why bother? I just like making lists just to see. I don't know, like if I was gonna ever make friends again or get to know people, I mean, I would seriously just ask them what their favorite music and movies and actors and actresses are, and then I feel like that would tell me everything. You know what I mean? Like I just saw one of the reaction channels I watched. They were watching Parasite, and this is one of those movies where I could tell, like Parasite, Man of Steel. There are certain movies where your opinion on these kind of movies will tell me if everything I need to know pretty quickly. Um, so that's why I do those things. It's like, oh, this is who I am. Isn't it lovely? When I try to make my lists, and I keep saying I'm doing that list, I just forget. What else? Oh, I watched a couple of. I got one of these. You know how they have like the film noir collection thingies. I got like by accident. I didn't even know it was Noir November. I didn't know that was a thing. I just I wanted to see some movie. I don't know. I go on the library's website and I punch something in, then I put it on hold. Then by the time it gets to me, half the time I don't know why I put it on hold in the first place. So there was 5 movies on this thing, and it must have been when I was looking for Black Angel, because I wanted to rewatch Black Angel, and then I must have, I don't know if I put in Denturier or what. Maybe he's in one of the other ones, because I watched 2 of them. One of them was a sniper, which to me I was like, how was that noir? I mean, it was. I guess they threw everything mysterious into noir back then. And then there was this other one, and these 2 had Martin Scorsese talking about them on the extras. Shit, what's the name of the other one? Oh no. Okay, so Murder by Contract was the one I watched. That one was way better, and I liked it. And I liked the guy, the woman in it. It's so funny. I thought the woman in it was so pretty. I go look her up on the IMDb. That's her only credit. Murder by Contract. How is that even possible? Right? So, but I really, there was like this score that was like just really cool, but I felt like I knew it already, and I'm like, I don't remember ever watching this movie before in my life. But I also like the supporting actors. It was really weird that it was like this random, like I'd never heard of it before, as far as I know. There was a point in time when I was in high school, and then, you know, when I first came back home, where I would just watch old movies all the time. Like Turner Classic Movies was my favorite channel back then, and like when you had to change everything to digital, and cable changed all their packages, I literally paid for a whole package just to have Turner Classic Movies. and then I didn't have enough money anymore, so I had to get rid of everything. But that was like my favorite channel, so it's possible I saw it at some point, but I was like, that's really good. There's like 3 more on there. The Big Heat I already saw, so I don't need to rewatch that again, but there's 2 more in there I need to watch. What else? So yeah, this The Outsider. It was good. It was interesting because I'm like, I almost wanted to say somebody took Stephen King seriously for a TV series. Because you know how it usually turns out, like The Mist, which is the worst thing. Again, The Mist. I can go my whole life. Oh, hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. How do you feel about the movie The Mist? Did you ever see it? Oh, you loved it? Oh, okay, well, I gotta go. Yeah, but this was good. It was interesting. It was, I don't even know. I mean, there were different people on different episodes. I sent names like Dennis Lehane and everything else, and of course Jason Bateman directed a couple of them. So, yeah, and I don't know, but it got to be Stephen King because the landing, they never stick the landing. I was going to say the ending is always weird, and it always falls off. And I guess, like I said, I guess endings are really hard. So whenever I'm making my IMDb scores, when I give somebody if I'm watching a movie, I tend to give somebody a 8 or something. If they stick the landing, I should give them an extra point because it seems like it's the hardest thing in the world to do to get the ending right of anything. But that's why Dark is one of the all-time great series, which I used to tweet specifically to Stephen King telling him to watch it because I remember how he went through Lost, the TV series, with the rest of us. And I was just like, they didn't screw up, you gotta watch it. Before the last season, I'm like, they haven't screwed up yet. Which they still could have. But then he finally watched it when it was all over. But I forgot what happened. At one point earlier this year, I just went through and like unfollowed everybody. So I don't think I follow him. It was the politics thing was so bad because it's like, and I still to this day cannot stand being called stupid or crazy or insane because of my opinion. The minute you do that, I unfollow you or I unsubscribe from your channel because it's like, look, there's movies and there's things like that, and we joke around and stuff like that. But when somebody has an opinion and you're instead of arguing your point and just being like, that's what you want to think, fine, go ahead. If you have to say that somebody's insane, you have to say somebody's stupid. You have to say the people who think the opposite of me are insane, stupid, crazy, nuts, whatever. You have to say that. Then you're trying to insult anybody who watches or reads your tweet or whatever immediately. When you don't know them, you don't know anything about them. You summed up their whole personality based on one opinion about one thing. Okay? So you're just dismissing their whole mind. Crazy's worse than stupid, by the way. Calling somebody crazy is worse than or insane, if you really want to go that far. It's worse than calling somebody stupid. But, so yeah, I just totally went off on a tangent. My stomach growled because it ate. I don't know what I'm doing in this life. I don't know why I'm still alive. I don't know why I keep looking at movie things like I'm going back. There's 2 parts of my brain. One part that's like, why am I not done with this journey? And the other part that just doesn't even try to forget, just acts like this world is still real. Like, speaking of that, like, a year ago, I was all up into mysticism and stuff like that. I'm trying to do it. It's like, I don't care enough to try to control the Matrix. You know what I mean? Just get out of the whole freaking thing. You know what I mean? Whatever. But I still talk about, I guess it's habit. It's habit, maybe it's wistfulness that the world was still there. I do not believe the world is there. I know everybody else is going about their lives like the world is still there. And maybe for those people it is. Maybe for the people that have everything and, they worked or they, worked all through COVID or it didn't affect them or they even made more money during everything. Maybe for them, they went through unscathed, but I'm a completely different person as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I think we get stamped with our personality at birth. That's what astrology is about. But my attitude towards things has changed drastically. And it's not a flip like, oh, I was happy, now I'm sad. It's nothing like that. It's like certain things, certain ideas I have, certain things have solidified to a point where it's like there's no going back. There's plenty of parts of my life that just I can't get back anyway. That's called old age. Just like, you know, say you get bone loss, you can't regrow your bones or something like that. Or like you lose a limb or you lose a part, you can't grow it back. So, you know, there's some things we can't go back on. And now parts of my philosophy, my way of being has, like I said, solidified. And some things, like I can't believe in Santa Claus anymore, right? There's so many things that have, like, my attitudes about my fellow humans have, it's really solidified, unfortunately. And it's happened sort of in isolation, but I'm sure because you get to know people so much better observing them than interacting with them. Because interacting, you can just be dazzled or something. But when you're just watching them and observing them like it's anthropology and shit, you start to realize, wait a minute, they're all shit. So, yeah, I'm not gonna, there's too much of me that's not gonna change now. There's too much of me that can't go back, that can't be refurbished, that can't regenerate, that, I haven't known why I continue to exist, but at this point, it's like, it's beyond stupid. I kind of surrender to the idea that I have no control over anything at all. Especially what I do, which is really screwed up. And I know how screwed up it is to say that. No, I might as well be watching myself on television. So, why did I say all that? I don't know. Maybe I will edit that thing together. I also, like I said, I did a reaction to that, like sort of reaction to that Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, Pound of Flesh, which I ended up liking. It's so funny. But I feel like I watched something else that I didn't like at all. But I can't remember now. I said the other day that I tried to watch that movie. Nobody. It just, I couldn't pay attention. It was taking a long time. Somebody dropped Aaron Rodgers from. I'm just seeing it on the TV now. Hey, whatever. I mean, he might as well have said what's in my own head. Love him. My favorite person. I mean, he still ruined Game of Thrones. But I don't know how to cut that properly without putting the whole interview, not the whole interview, but a large chunk of it up. And it just takes so long. I spent hours and hours and I only did the first 7 minutes. That's why it's like, that's why I don't want to do things like that. But then you don't get an honest reaction because you pause and things and then saying what you think, which is how I used to do it, which I preferred to do it. Like I would watch a thing, then unpause and say what I thought, then pause it again, watch the thing. Then when I had something to say, which meant I barely had to edit anything, but doing an actual reaction, I think I made this fuzzy again. Doing an actual reaction means you gotta take the whole damn thing, or video. How would you don't say tape. What do you say? Record. I'm sorry, I'm old, I say tape. There's a candle here, that's why it's like, see? So yeah, let me shut up. I don't know what I'm doing.